All right. Are you ready to have your mind blown? Today, we're diving deep into the world of animal migration. And let me tell you, you, our listeners, have sent us some seriously fascinating stuff on this topic. Even I'm like geeking out a little bit to unpack it all. So we all know animals migrate, right? Like it's kind of basic Animal Kingdom 101. But
Yeah,
hold on to your hats because it gets so much cooler than you probably realize.
it really does. When you start to really dig into the why, the how behind these journeys, the sheer scale of some of these migrations, and the mysteries that scientists are still unraveling,
Yeah.
it really highlights how incredible these animals are.
Exactly. Okay, so for example, picture this. A loggerhead sea turtle, right? Just a tiny little hatchling, scrambles out of its nest on a beach somewhere, let's say Florida. It scurries into the ocean, disappears for decades, swimming thousands of miles across the Atlantic. And then one day, it navigates back to that very same beach, guided by, like, who knows what incredible senses to lay its own eggs.
It really is. It's like they have some kind of internal GPS system
Yeah.
that's a light years ahead of anything we've ever invented. And it's not just them either. I mean,
That's
we
true.
see these just mind-boggling feats of navigation across so many different migratory species.
It's seriously wild. So, okay, that's the wow factor, right? But what's the driving force? Like, why go through all that trouble? Our source material really dives into some of those reasons behind these incredible journeys. And it's not just as simple as, oh, it's getting a little chilly here. Let's head south. It's,
Yeah, it's way more nuanced than that. I mean,
yeah.
think about it this way. Imagine you're an animal
Hmm.
and you're facing a dwindling food supply, increased competition for resources, maybe even like a changing climate in your habitat, migration. That becomes a survival strategy. It's a way to secure the best chance of survival, not even just for yourself, but for your offspring as well.
So it's like this incredible dance between instinct, environmental cues, even a bit of, I think, like inherited knowledge passed down through generations.
Yeah.
Which is just mind-blowing. And speaking of different journeys, our source material highlights like a whole spectrum. From those epic ocean voyages we were just talking about to migrations, you could practically retrace yourself right here in North America.
Oh, absolutely. Think about like the pronghorn antelope, for instance. Every year, they make their way across Wyoming, covering something like 150 miles from Green Valley to Grand Teton National Park. You could theoretically hop in your car and follow their route. Well,
What?
maybe not exactly, but you get the idea.
A road trip following the pronghorn. Okay, I'm adding that to my bucket list. But get this, not all migrations are about racking up those frequent flyer miles. Our source also talks about the blue grouse, who basically just kind of mosey about 300 meters down a mountainside when winter arrives. It's like their version of heading south for the winter, a tad less dramatic.
Right.
Exactly. But it just goes to show that migration takes on so many different forms, all driven by that same fundamental principle of like adaptation and survival.
Yeah. It's incredible. It really does put things in perspective, doesn't it? Like whether it's a 1,000-mile odyssey
Yeah.
or a short trip down a mountain, it's all about finding the resources and conditions these animals need to thrive. And speaking of thriving, let's talk about some of those more familiar faces.
Yeah.
The ones that might actually be gracing our backyards,
Oh, yeah.
especially during certain times of year. Those feathered friends
Yeah.
who seem to magically appear and disappear with the changing season.
Oh, yeah. Bird migration. It's
Yep.
like this symphony of movement and color. It's incredible. With millions of birds taken to the skies, following these ancient routes that are just like etched into their DNA. It's like clockwork, isn't it? It's like, think about those rose-breasted grosbeaks or the Baltimore Orioles. They make a pit stop at feeders, I feel like all across the eastern U.S., fueling up on their way north from Central America. It's like they're sending postcards from their tropical vacation. Like, wish you were here, but we gotta keep moving.
Yeah, and for bird watchers, it's this incredible opportunity to witness species that you might never see otherwise.
Yeah.
It's like a glimpse into this much larger journey,
Yeah.
a connection to something that's truly awe-inspiring.
It's like having a front row seat to like nature's grand spectacle. And then there are those birds who become like our seasonal regulars, like the white-throated sparrows, those little guys.
The iconic call.
That just like signals those changing seasons. They spend their summers up in Canada, but head south as things cool down here.
Yeah, their arrival is always like a welcome sign, like a reminder that even in the face of constant change, there's this certain rhythm to nature.
Totally. And speaking of iconic, I feel like we can't talk about bird migration without mentioning those formations of Canada geese. flying in their signature V, like a well-coordinated aerial ballet.
Oh, it's amazing. And it's not just for show. Like that V formation actually serves a very practical purpose. It allows them to conserve energy by like taking advantage of the updraft that's created by the bird in front.
Wow. Teamwork at its finest. Like they've got it all figured out, from aerodynamics to navigation. But get this, our source material mentions that not all Canada geese migrate.
That's right. Some populations might be what we call year-round residents. They're like, we're good here. We've got a little spot, perfectly content with the resources that are available to them locally, which just highlights the adaptability of these creatures.
Makes sense, right? If you've got a good thing going, why risk, like, the long journey? But for other birds, those changing seasons mean it's time to hit the skies for a truly epic adventure. And speaking of epic, our source material mentions the ruby-throated hummingbird. And I have to say, I was blown away by this.
It's pretty remarkable.
It really is.
You have this creature that's so small, so seemingly delicate, embarking on a journey that spans thousands of miles, crossing entire bodies of water without a single rest stop.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, I get tired just thinking about a long car ride. So how do they do it?
It comes down to their physiology. Hummingbirds have this, like, supercharged metabolism that's fueled by constant nectar consumption. I mean, they're like tiny feathered machines, converting sugar into energy here with this incredible efficiency.
So they're basically those ultra athletes who can just like down energy gels and just keep going and going.
Exactly. And just like those athletes who are following a specific course, migratory birds often follow established routes that are known as flyways.
Okay.
So these are like highways in the sky
Yeah.
that are guiding their journeys across continents.
Flyways. I love that because it's such a cool visual. You know, these invisible paths crisscrossing the globe, connecting these different ecosystems and allowing for this incredible exchange of life.
And here's something that might blow your mind. Did you know that you're located right on the Atlantic Flyway? So that means you could be seeing birds from as far away as like the Arctic or South America, passing through your very own backyard.
No way. It's like having a global avian convention happening right above our heads. And it's not just birds taking these like remarkable journeys, is it?
No, not at all.
Our source material also delves into the world of insect migration. And one example in particular really captivated me, the monarch butterfly.
Ah, the monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah, their story is nothing short of extraordinary. Imagine this, a tiny butterfly weighing less than a paperclip, embarking on a journey that spans up to 3,000 miles.
3,000 miles. That's like flying from New York to Los Angeles, except, with tiny little butterfly wings.
Right. And it's a journey that would be impressive for any creature, let alone one so seemingly fragile.
Totally. But what's even more mind-blowing to me is that it takes multiple generations of monarchs to complete this journey.
It's true. So the monarchs that we see like fluttering around our gardens in the summer, those aren't the same ones that'll make the return trip. Their offspring will continue the journey south, and then their offspring, and so on. It's this remarkable cycle of life, death and renewal, that's all perfectly timed with the changing seasons.
So it's like this incredible relay race across continents, with each generation passing the baton to the next.
Exactly. And it really highlights this crucial role of habitat conservation. I mean, think about it. These monarchs, with their multi-generational journey, they rely entirely on milkweed plants for their caterpillars to feed on.
It's like, yeah, that's a good point. Because it's a reminder that even our small actions can make a big impact. Like even just planting some native milkweed in your garden could provide this like crucial pit stop for these incredible creatures on their long journey.
Absolutely. Every little bit helps create those like stepping stones of habitat that allow these migrations to continue.
So we've talked about, those globe-trotting species, the ones who put our own travel plans to shame. But what about those creatures who've like mastered the art of staying put? The homebodies of the animal kingdom.
Right. Not all animals are built for those long-haul flights.
Yeah.
Or, those cross-continental treks. Some species have really found their niche.
Yeah.
And they've carved out the successful existence by adapting to the very specific ecological conditions of their region.
Like those familiar backyard residents that we see all year round. Our source mentions cardinals, Carolina chickadees, downy woodpeckers. They're just like, they've got their routines down pat, perfectly content with their local resources and their climate.
Yeah, it's a reminder that there are so many different strategies for survival in the natural world.
Yeah.
And migration is just one incredible adaptation among many.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Because we've talked about the how, the why, the where of animal migration, but
Mm,
it all comes back to this fundamental drive to survive and to thrive. And maybe, just maybe, we humans have something to learn from these amazing
I
creatures.
think so. Think about all the ways that we adapt to like the changing seasons, whether it's swapping out our wardrobes or
Yeah.
changing our diets, seeking out different activities.
It's true. Like, I know I crave those fresh salads and lighter meals in the summer, but come winter, it's all about those like cozy soups and stews.
Yeah. And just like those migrating birds who rely on these very specific resources along their flyways, we humans have our own ways of kind of navigating the seasons and finding what we need to thrive.
Yeah, it's like we're all part of this like grand, interconnected web of life, just constantly adapting and responding to the world around us.
Exactly. And like understanding these connections, these incredible journeys and adaptations, it fosters this much deeper appreciation, I think, for the natural world.
Totally. So the next time you see a flock of geese overhead or a butterfly fluttering by, just take a moment to consider the incredible journey they might be on or the amazing adaptations that allow them to thrive right where they are. It's a story that's millions of years in the making, and it's unfolding all around us. And hey, if you're feeling inspired to learn more about these amazing creatures and their migrations, be sure to check out our show notes for links to all of the fascinating resources that we explored today. Happy exploring!